Welcome to Lisbon, Portugal. Bem-vindo a Lisbon, Portugal. I just arrived here, guys, and it's a beautiful city so far. I haven't really walked around too much. The flight was smooth. I took Air Portugal. I got here in about 6 hours from New York. Like I said, besides the customs line, I don't know, it's like a line that I'm not used to. Usually you get through them quickly, but this one took a longer time. I don't know if that's normal, but anywho, we're here now. We're here in Portugal. I've been wanting to come here for a long time. This is my first time in this beautiful city, and so far I'm loving the aesthetic. As I walk around this beautiful city, it's my first time, so I'm kind of just taking everything in. And one thing that I'm really noticing is the architecture is so beautiful here, man. It does have a similar vibe to other European cities, but it definitely has a charm of its own, because one thing about Portugal is it's a very, very old country. You know, people have been here since prehistoric times. This country was discovered before a lot of civilization, so a lot of the architecture here is very old and just beautiful. I can't believe some of it is still being held up. So one thing that I'm also noticing right here in the metro stations is they're very clean, very organized, very peaceful. Not like the New York City metro subways, that's for sure. The stations here look a little bit different. Now I have to buy a ticket to go to Rocio station so I can go to this coffee place. So let's I don't even know how to buy a ticket. Basically, you come here, put it in English, and you get it with the card. No, sorry, you have to buy the card. Hold on, guys, it's my first time doing this. Oh yeah, you buy the card. Okay, that costs 50.5 and that costs 1.8, so I think total is 2.3 with the card. But if you have a refillable card, it would be cheaper. So here we are, guys. I am inside the metro finally. One thing that's really weird about the weather here in Lisbon is, like, one second I feel extremely cold, and then the next minute I feel like I'm sweating. As you can see, I took my jacket off. It's a bit peculiar, but hey, I'm getting used to it. I just got here, guys. I'm still jet lagging, so excuse me if my energy is not there. But the inside of the train is also really clean. It's smooth. It's a smaller train than I expected, but it's nice. Now, walking through here, you definitely do get the sense that it's very touristy. You know, you got tourists taking pictures. There's a lot of tourist traps here, like any typical European city. So don't come to Baixa District expecting to get like a raw Portuguese experience, because that's not what it is. But when in Lisbon, you know. Yeah, so I'm going to a place called Fabrica Coffee Roasters. Apparently it's supposed to be one of the most famous coffee places here in Lisbon. And there's a few of them, but the one I'm going to is kind of like the OG one. But I'm walking through these little streets, these little alleys, no cars allowed, no bikes allowed, only pedestrian traffic, and it's awesome. It's so peaceful to walk through here. Even in the middle of the city, you still find some peace through these little alleyways, and that's quite nice, because in some cities you don't get that peace. Alrighty, guys, I think I finally made it to the famous Fabrica Coffee Roasters. So let's go inside and see how it looks on the inside, and of course, get a coffee. Here it is on the inside. What a beautiful place. Hola.
Hola, buen día.
Buen día. Hola. Café. Precio café. Un cappuccino.
Para aquí, to go?
Para aquí.
Okay.
Es número uno café en Portugal, ¿sí?
Yes.
Sí. Very nice. So, according to this lady, this is the best coffee in Portugal. So, let's see. Okay, so un cappuccino, ¿qué es tu especial?
Pastel de nata.
Pastel de nata. Okay, so this is the special pastries. So I'm gonna try one pastel de nata, please. Hola. Hello. Good. How are you doing?
Good. How about you?
Just enjoying Lisbon for my first day.
Where are you from?
I'm from America.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is it going?
So far, very nice.
You like
Yeah,
it?
it's a beautiful, beautiful city. Yeah.
Do you like cinnamon or not?
Is it good?
Portuguese people most
They put cinnamon?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna be Portuguese today. So you're making the cappuccino, huh?
Yes. I'm not professional too much.
I think you're being humble. I think you are professional.
No, not so much.
Look at the skills. Wow. Very nice.
Thank you.
¿Cuántos? 4.7. So for a pastry and a coffee at one of the most famous coffee places, 4.7 euro. That's actually pretty reasonable compared to other places in Europe. But now, to taste the coffee. So here we go. Here's my first coffee in Lisbon taste test. I'm sure I won't be let down. Obviously, I came to one of the best places, so cheers. Wow. The bean is bold. You can taste every single note of the coffee. It's amazing. Wow. Now, if you guys watch my videos, you know, usually I don't do cappuccino. I'll go for like a cold coffee. But here in Europe, that's not really a thing. You gotta do hot coffee. So, cappuccino it is. Very nice though. Amazing. And then this right here is called a pastel de nata. This is actually probably one of the most famous pastries that come from Portugal. It's kind of like a custard tart kind of thing. So let's try it out. Wow, that's really good. I've tried these in America, but they didn't taste like this. This is amazing. Shout out to this place, Fabrica, man. Even the ambiance is really nice, as you saw. Like, nice place to come sit down, have a coffee, chill out. A lot of people here. I think this place is open till like 5 p.m. too, so. You know, sometimes you go to places that you look up on Google or Yelp and it's all about hype. And then you go to the place and the food or the coffee or whatever doesn't end up being as good as they said it was. But this one, I gotta be honest, I'm very impressed, man. It was, the coffee was amazing. So look at this, man. This is really cool. They have a bookstore. Hola. They have a bookstore. Everything. Todos €1. You can't film? Okay, no problem. So every country I go to, I get a sense of how people are about the camera and how they feel about, you know, people filming. So far here, I do get the sense that people are a little bit weary about it. Kind of like in Ethiopia when I go. Everybody gets a little bit skeptical about being on camera, which I understand. I don't blame people. But hey, we're in a public place. If you don't want to be filmed, just stay inside your house, I guess. So here we are, guys. This is known as Praca de Figueroa. I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right, but this right here is a little monument. This is kind of a good central point to start because you got the castle over there. You got this whole Baixa Mercado, which I'm going to go inside in a second. You got monuments. So this is like a good starting point if you're trying to explore Lisbon. So this is the Mercado de Baixa. And people over here basically sell all different kinds of things. You got jewelry, handmade crafts. Hola. You got people selling cheese, fromage. Hola. Ah, wow. Beautiful. Look at this cheese, man. I've never seen cheeses like this.
It's green pepper.
Green pepper. Wow.
Green pepper, black pepper, cheese.
How long does this cheese last? Like, let's say I take it
In vacuum, 5 months shelf life.
5 months shelf life. Okay. Because I would like to take some back for my family. They love cheese. So
But the typical and the famous Portuguese cheese,
Yes.
or another one?
it's, which one is that?
Exists too. Like this. The name is the Iceland cheese.
Okay.
3 years old.
3 years old.
And this is the mountain cheese. It's very, very creamy inside.
Can I tell?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. It almost doesn't feel like a cheese. But when you cut it, it stays in one
Yes.
piece. Ah, very nice. And this is very traditional.
Traditional, yeah.
Ah, okay. Can I have one of this?
Yes.
Okay. And this one is okay for 5 months because
5 months, no problem.
I go home after like maybe
Ah,
4.
no problem,
Okay.
no problem.
Okay. What's the name of your shop, brother?
Que queijo.
K.
Queijo.
Ah, okay.
In English, what a cheese.
What is it? What a cheese. Ah, very nice. And what's your name?
Josh.
Josh, thank you so much. And how much is one? 7 euros. So I'm gonna get some cheese for the people back home, man. You gotta get some when you're here in Portugal. This market actually reminds me a lot of markets that I've seen in Southeast Asia. Obviously in Europe, street food culture is not really a thing here. It's more like indoors, you go inside of restaurants, but here you do definitely get a sense of the outdoor street markets, so it's quite nice. Hola. Oh, look at this. My man's busting up some sausage.
That's it, sir.
What's this?
Chorizo.
I don't eat pork, brother, or else I would love to try it. It looks really good though. Obrigado. Very nice. Oh, and there's some dried fruits here too. Hola. Can I try one? Yeah? What's this?
Please don't my
Don't worry, yeah, don't worry. Although you look great. Which one is I should try?
coconut, lime, strawberry, or melon.
Okay. Let me try some melon. Thank you. Obrigado. Yeah, not bad. Alright. Typical dried fruit. So it looks like a bunch of small vendors basically come here, open up their shop, and try to make business. It's nice though. Alright guys, so that castle that I saw at the top of the hill, Castelo de Sao Jorge, I need to figure out how to get there. So I think you can take a tram, but I'm trying to figure out where the tram is. The tram will take you up the hill, and then from there we'll be going to that beautiful castle before the sun sets. You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna take there's like escalators that go up, and then there's also like stairs, or you could just walk. The tram had a huge line, and I'm not trying to wait on that. Just a reminder, Lisbon is very hilly and there's no escalators here. It's all stairs. This is not for the weak-hearted. I finally made it in. The ticket to get in costs about 15 euro for a tourist, so it's not too bad. Castelo de Sao Jorge has really ancient origins. We're talking 1st century BC. The site of this castle suggests that people have been here since back to 6th century BC. You're talking about the Romans, the Visigoths, and the Moors. Most importantly, the Moors, and that's what I want to get into. So let's get into a little bit bro history today. So one thing that's forgotten about in this region of Europe is the influence of Moors. So you might be wondering, who are the Moors, Myer? I've never heard of these people. Well, that's because their history was long forgotten. For many years, nobody really spoke about the Moors. In history, we talk about the Roman empires, we talk about the Ottoman, the Turks, but nobody talks about the Moor people who came from North Africa and basically settled into these regions. Specifically here in Portugal, they had a big influence, including in the architecture and building of this Castelo de Sao Jorge. The Moors, you can call them basically like the rock stars of the medieval century. They were the early influencers of city branding, basically, right? So they were good marketers, and they knew how to design, and they were smart people. But the Moors weren't all about conquering. They were actually artists, they were artisans, they were architects. They rolled into Lisbon and said, let's build a fortress so epic that it'll make the Game of Thrones look like a high school play. And that's what they did with this Castelo de Sao Jorge. As far as water management is concerned, the Moors had it down. They turned Lisbon into the Vegas of aqueducts and cisterns. Before the Moors came in, there was big shortage of water and droughts, especially here in Lisbon in Portugal. But when the Moors came in, they had the knowledge of building aqueducts and water systems, highly advanced water systems that were able to supply water to the whole population. And that was something that was pivotal in the finding and conquering of this region. And let's not forget about the cultural game. The Moors were basically like the OG influencers of knowledge, as far as libraries, medicine, astronomy, all of these things that most people at that time did not have any understanding of. The Moors had a pretty good grasp of. So as they spread around, they were able to spread this knowledge. And when it came to trade and commerce, Lisbon was basically like the medieval Wall Street, you can call it, you know, and the Moors were rocking the Silk Road before it was cool. I can almost hear the Moors saying, Tagus River views, prime location, easy access to spice markets, the value is going through the roof. They had a good eye for real estate for sure. It was around the 12th century when the Christians rolled in and kind of basically told the Moors like, hey, listen, it's time for some rebranding. And basically what we're gonna do is slap crosses on everything, and we're gonna keep the aqueducts. So it's kind of like a mix between Christian and Moorish architecture and culture and influence. You can call it like the Real Housewives of Lisbon meets the Knights of Reconquest. And the reason why I share this history with you is, one, because it's forgotten a lot, and two, people don't realize how pivotal the Moors' advancements and technologies were to bringing these cities in Europe to what they are now. And I don't understand why they don't get the credit. And that was your quick bro history lesson from Myer Travels for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So right now I'm on a street known as Rua Augusta, which is actually probably one of the most famous streets here in the Baixa district. Not just for food, but as you can see, people are eating food. People are just walking around. There's also a lot of places to shop here, like stores and stuff. But mostly, as you can see, it's restaurants, it's food, and people come here to just try different Portuguese, mainly local Portuguese foods. Oh look, I found another photographer. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Are you taking photos?
Yes.
What kind of camera is this?
Oh, it's magic camera.
It's an old camera, huh?
Yeah.
Very old. What year is this from?
Maybe 16.
16. Whoa.
Oh, maybe 16. Just
It's very old. Look at this. I've never seen anything like this.
like.
Can
Let's
I-
make photo for you.
Can I take a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, awesome.
Yes, yes.
Look at that. Wow, that's so cool. It comes out like a newspaper.
Yep.
That's so awesome. What's your name?
Nastia.
Nastia. Thank you, Nastia. Let me give her a donation because that is just too cool. Oh, I have some money. Okay. All right, guys. So if you come to Baixa area, you gotta come support Nastia. Nastia, are you here every day or?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some days, some days
yeah.
not. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Obrigado. Pretty awesome. But as you can see, there's just a lot going on here. Like I said, a lot of it is touristy stuff, but sometimes you gotta be a tourist. Why not? You know? Why the heck not? So as you exit the Rua de Gusta through this gate, you get to a place known as Praca Comercio, I think, which is basically means like commercial square. But the cool thing is it's right on the water, so I'm gonna head over here so I can show you the views and see for myself as well. But over here you can see there's a lot of people, a lot of tourists. I think this is a good time to come to Portugal because, like I said, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's kind of like the perfect weather. This square has like a monument. All of these monuments that you're seeing throughout the video are all people who were pivotal in the kind of founding of Portugal for what it is now. I mean, Portugal has a deep history and we'll get into it, but you know, all of these squares have some kind of major or figure from the army or somebody who was very important in Portuguese history. So I'm approaching the water now, as you can see. What's up, brother? How you doing? Huh?
Let's make a vlog in a tuk-tuk.
Nah, man. How can you make a vlog in a tuk-tuk? You gotta be outside, exploring, you know?
Tuk-tuk is the best way to explore the city, man.
Nah, man.
Come on, trust me.
I don't think
we go
so.
on the high hills.
I've been in tuk-tuks, man. You get stuck inside, you know? I like to be outside, like a free man.
No, I'll give you time to go out and take pictures.
Nah, no need, brother. I appreciate you, though. I appreciate you. What's your name?
Ramesh.
Ramesh?
I'm from
Are you from Nepal?
Yep.
Nice, man. I've been to Nepal.
Really?
Yeah, I made videos in Nepal.
from?
I'm from America, but originally my family's from Pakistan.
Pakistan.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Dude, Nepal, the Nepali people, Nepal, the country, everything about it is so nice. Also, they really showed me a lot of support for my YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Like, I was here, when I went to Nepal, I became here.
Really?
So the Nepali people really put me on a...
Yeah. That's gonna be cool.
If you go tuk-tuk us, you will have nice vlog. Just think about it.
Nah, man. Nice vlog comes from...
And your audience waiting to see the new places, new high hill.
Look, guys, these guys are really good salesmen, man. It's hard to say no, but thank you, brother.
Audience, it's up to you guys. You ask him, you want to see the new views or not?
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to see the views, you let me know and we'll come back here and we'll get the tuk-tuk
Yeah,
ride from
yeah.
you. Thank you, brother. Thank you, guys. So you can come right here to the edge of Lisbon and you can stand right by the water if you want. As you can see, everybody comes here, sits down to just be right on the coast of the water, and you can walk to the edge here. You gotta be careful though, because literally as soon as you walk to the end here, you can see the water is right next to you. The eastern side of Portugal is pretty much empty, so 70% of the population actually lives on the coast, because obviously that brings jobs and opportunities. So the whole other side of Portugal is kind of empty. Another great thing about this city is most of these tourist attractions, most of these places that you would want to visit when you come to Lisbon, there's a metro station close to most of them. So like I said, probably the best way to get around the city and cheapest is taking the metro. Do not take the taxis, Ubers, Bolts. It's gonna cost you too much. Also, they do have these bird scooters as well. So if you want to take a little scooter and ride around the city, they do have the availability to do that. But me, I prefer to use my legs. I get exercise and I get to see the city in the best way possible. Another thing I'm noticing here in Lisbon is there are a lot of people from different places, not just visiting, but people who actually live here and started a life here. A lot of immigrants from Nepal and Bangladesh, countries that I visited, countries that showed me a lot of support, as you saw. So it's quite nice, and they're actually integrated into the society. You know, they're doing the jobs, probably a lot of the jobs the locals wouldn't want to do, but it seems they're pretty happy with the situation here. So I wonder if it frustrates the locals. I don't know. I guess I'll feel the sentiment as we go along, but it's always nice to see the diversity when you go to a city. As all this walking around this beautiful city and talking to you guys has gotten me hungry. I've worked up an appetite. So we are going to head over, and the evening is upon us as well. So we are going to head over to find some local Portuguese food. I'm gonna get out of this touristy area and go somewhere a little bit less touristy, because honestly, foods in touristy areas, first of all, they're overpriced. Second of all, they're not the best foods. You got to go somewhere a little bit more local. Another great viewpoint right here by this Ordem de Malta. You can kind of look over, and a lot of people hang out here, as you can see. And it's a great viewpoint by the water. So if you ever want to just hang out by the water, and you don't have to really, there's no restaurants. You can just bring your own beer, as people have, and kind of just hang out. There's people playing music here. And also, look at this view. Wow, that is amazing. Not only is this Alfama neighborhood a great place to get local traditional foods, but it's so beautiful. Like the viewpoints that are here, because it's higher up in the city, it's just amazing. So I think I found a restaurant that I want to try. So there's a place here called Seher Palace. They offer a lot of local dishes, like paella, pollo al grero, lulas greladas, arroz de pollo. A lot of different kind of dishes. This is a nice place to eat because you get the view, and then you can just sit right here where I am and literally look out and just have a beautiful view outside, as you saw. I mean, what better than that? That's why I think coming to the Alfama district to eat is a much better option than going to Baixa. You get the view, it's a little bit more local. Obviously there's tourists here as well. You're not gonna run away from that. This is a touristy capital city, but this definitely has more of a local vibe and a local essence. So definitely try to come here to Alfama. Out of these two, which one do you think is better? Okay. Which one is more tasty?
This. I suggest follow this bacalao brush.
I will take your suggestion,
Okay.
brother. Thank you so much. So we're gonna try some bacalao, which is actually a bacalao brush. Sorry, yeah, he corrected me. Bacalao brush, which is a very typical and popular dish here in Portugal. It's like a codfish. It's actually like their local fish that they get from here. So.
Stir fried with potato straws and the bacalao,
Codfish.
onions, and everything like stir fried together.
Stir fried together. Okay. All right.
Potato straws and codfish in a bit.
Okay. Thank you so much. So a lot of people told me you have to try bacalao brush. So I'm glad that I ran into a restaurant that their specialty is that. So let's try it out. The codfish is inside of the stir fry almost. Wow. So one thing that you have to do in Portugal is you have to put some oil and vinegar. They always give you oil and vinegar with your meal. So you gotta throw some oil or some vinegar on there. A little bit of, just a little bit, because this is a bit strong. But I noticed that the Portuguese people do it. So why not? When in Portugal, you know? It's really good. The fish is not too salty, and it's actually a little bit crispy. And you know what's crazy is, you would think that this right here, you would think that this is rice, but it's actually shredded potatoes. So it's not really rice. If you look closely, it's actually shredded potatoes. But man, it is good, good, good. The food here is not spicy. It's not based off seasoning. It's more so just the way it's cooked. and that's what makes it special. So, you know, the meats that they use, the potatoes that they use, the vegetables inside of it, the oils, the way they cook it, that's what makes the food good here. It's not about the seasoning or spices. They actually give you pepper and olive oil and vinegar on the side to give it a little bit more, but like the food itself is not that. It's more of like a carb heavy kind of food, but I like it, man. It's a good change of pace for me. So guys, one thing I want to say also about this restaurant is not only is the food great, but the guys who work here, they're gentlemen, very nice people. So also, what's your name, brother?
Ruel.
Ruel.
Yeah.
So if you guys come here, you're gonna meet Ruel. He's such a nice guy. He's gonna make sure that you're taken care
welcome,
of.
okay? If you take his name, we're gonna give you a discount.
Yeah. If you use my name, you get a little bit.
Sure, obviously.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Man. Here in Portugal, you have to end the meal with the espresso, and it looks really good. Ooh, smells strong too. Cheers.
Hopefully you get sponsored by Tofa.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Hopefully Tofa will sponsor me, guys. So far I haven't gotten a sponsor yet. I drink coffee in every video, but no coffee sponsor yet. The meal was amazing, the service was awesome, and the coffee at the end, you gotta have the espresso at the end. It's a part of Portuguese tradition. So from the views to the culture to the history to the foods to the people, I hope you enjoyed this first impressions of Lisbon. And if you ever have a chance to come visit this city, I mean, as you can see, look how majestic it is. You definitely got to come check it out when you have the chance. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm very tired. It's been a long day. Remember, continue to learn, continue to grow, and there is no growth until you leave your comfort zone. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.